everybody, and thank you, the EBC, again for this opportunity. Um, Today, we will speak about a really hot topic, actually, and this is crypto exchanges. Is it really secure to have my cryptos in exchange? That's why we're going to speak about today, okay? So we are here to highlight the importance of exchanges. Without exchanges, actually, you cannot buy crypto, right? So you need, with your fiat, you need this kind of platforms to actually buy crypto. So just to make it a really quick introduction about this panel, let's give first you,
Okay.
Jesus.
Okay, I am Jesús Tortosa. I am an investor in the cryptocurrency market, a consultant in the application of blockchain technology for companies, actually investing in early stage startups in Web3, and leading my own blockchain project related to education, certification, and portal job in all related to crypto, blockchain, and Web3.
Thank you. Now, Guillem.
Well, my name is Guillem, maybe known in the social media as Crypto Boy. I create content since 2020, all related with crypto market. My mission is to give all the opportunity to all the people to understand this market in an easiest way, all the opportunities, and also educate them to not to avoid making mistakes. That's very common here.
Next, we have Carlos, please.
Hello everyone, my name is Carlos Lozano. I'm economist in the health sector and pharmacoeconomics sector. I've been educating people, thousands of people, since 1.5 years approximately. I'm a datapreneur. I am an entrepreneur in data science and blockchain, and also like as a business developer, working with some blockchains.
Thank you, Carlos. And Jacob, please.
Hi, my name is Jacobo Maximiliano, but people knows me like Jack Nieves know. I am working on Bitget in the academy and in the trading club group. I am professional trader and I have my own trading academy, Formación en Inversión, and I would like to express any doubt that you have about trading. We are here.
Okay, so let's throw some questions to the table right now. For example, Carlos, what do you think about centralized and decentralized exchanges? What do you think are the main advantages and disadvantages to have like or to use a decentralized or centralized exchange?
Okay, so first we need to think which type of user are we. For example, if I'm a trader, maybe I would like to use a centralized exchange. Depending on what I'm going to trade, I need to look the asset. It's not the same trading tokenized asset of commodities or trading crypto or trading forex. So that's why we need to choose the pair and the place, normally centralized. If you are a DeFi user, as the name is said, you're going to use AMMs that are automated market makers, basically DEX. Advantages and disadvantages. Okay, so the first thing we need to know is that if you are using a centralized exchange, not your keys, not your coins. If you are using a DEX, a decentralized exchange, all the movements only are gonna be done using a smart contract. That's why the coins are gonna be yours always. It's gonna be in your wallet. Problems in the AMM, liquidity was trading, front running, that is when people see your transaction and bet with higher fees in the gas, and then he can make the transaction and sell that transaction to you later on. And the centralized exchange, the good thing and the bad thing. Good thing, you have a lot of liquidity depending on the exchange you're going to use. But the bad thing, not only because not your keys, not your coins, is that you can be wrecked with market makers.
Yes, I have to say that related to sex is the gate for everyone to enter to the crypto market. It's our gate. Everyone here, I think that our first buy in crypto, it has been in some DEX. So I think DEX has very good utilities, but thanks to DEX, we are all here, I think.
Exactly, yeah. I think the same, bro. So, yeah, let's go with you again. Based on your experience, we know you're a high-quality athlete. You came from that field, right? So, based on your experience, how do crypto change your life? And actually, what do you think? Why do you think be educated in Web3, for example, is important in this industry?
Okay, so I told before what I am actually doing in the Web3 sector, but what most people don't know is that I come from a professional sport. I have been a world champion, a European champion, and I have qualified for 2 Olympic Games.
Watch out for that.
in Taekwondo. So I am 24 years old. So nowadays I am still not competing. So my retirement has been really soon. So thanks to being educated in crypto for more than 3 years, being educated in the blockchain technology, I was able to quickly find my new way in a professional career and a new way in this Web3 sector. So in relation to the question of why I think it's important, education, this is the first answer, because thanks to my education now I can be here talking to everyone. And secondly, I think that we are living very, very difficult moments, very difficult economic moments. We are entering into a major recession caused by inflation and caused by a debt crisis, where the traditional labor market is going to suffer a lot. And I think that we need people with new brains in Web3 that will emerge and will create new business models that will create new jobs, and they will rebalance economy again, like it has happened a long time ago. And thirdly, I think that also education is important, because here in this convention, we have seen a lot of good projects with good services and good products. But we have a big problem, that the people that understand those products and those services, we are here. The retail people that are outside don't understand what they are doing, what they are buying. So we need someone to know how to do the basic things. What is a transaction, have a wallet, or understand how blockchain moves. So I think when we achieve that, we will get the big mass adoption.
So do you think there has to be a different approach with this kind of people? Like, for example, the retailer that you're talking about. Do you think in universities we need to mainly, or we need to teach them how to do this in the universities, or this kind of educational institutions?
Yes, of course. As the other guy that talked before, blockchain is not only speculative trading. We need also people that understand the technology, create new things, create innovation and new solutions. And that is why we need education in all levels, since the beginning to the professional level. And we need also the regulation in universities.
I think the same. And actually, I work for Bitget. I never said that before. And in Bitget, we are trying to also educate all users to make good trading, and with the skills and the tools that they need. So I think it's really important you came this up. So let's move on with Guillem. Guillem, what do you think, or in your mind, what's the cash flow we need to do in this kind of, what's the optimal cash flow we need to do in this kind of bear markets? And maybe you can point out what's the importance of using an exchange in this cash flow that you have in your mind.
Yeah, the exchange is it's the main point in the cash flow. I mean, I use in general terms, the cash flow is the same in a bear market and in a bull market with a few specifications. I mean, your first entrance in the crypto war is by exchange, the ramp between fiat and crypto. And there you keep the amount of money that you need for futures, maybe, spot trading, just money that you move in a short term. Then, if you are, as Carlos said, if you are a DeFi lover, you have to move the other part of the money, like other wallets, decentralized wallets like MetaMask, Phantom, or whatever, and then use that money for DeFi platforms, lending, yield farming, or whatever. And then also, if you want, it's not mandatory, of course, use like hold for Bitcoin, Ethereum, or whatever your coin is, and then storage it in a cold wallet, because in MetaMask or Phantom they are exposed 24/7 in the internet, so they are more riskier for hacks or whatever. And then a cold wallet is safer for that money that you won't use for a long time. I mean, in a bear market you can make staking or lock your money for a certain period of time, but in a bull market it's better than not, because it's all really explosive. Everything is going like super fast. And if you lock your money in staking, for example, in Cosmos Polkadot or whatever, the deep lock period it's like 14 days, 28 days. So you need your money liquid to sell it fast.
Okay, that's a good answer. So let's go with Jacob, or best known as Jack Nieves, Jack Snow. In your experience as a trader, you said you're a pro trader as well. You work for Bitget and the marketing department. But what's the advice you give to these people that wants to get into the trading world, and they want to learn how to trade? Because in this bear market, we know that not just but holding a token, you are going to be profitable, and they want to know how to trade. What's the advice you give to those people? And also, what do you think, in our experience, because we were in Bitget, what do you think Bitget is a good answer or a good platform for this kind of practice?
In the first way, trading is a very complicated way and very risky, because it's very easy to win an operation, to win money fast, but you can lose your money very fast too. In my opinion, the first advice is formation. I don't know the possibilities of each one to take a good formation in a school or on the academy. Bitget is a good option because we have an academy. I am in charge of the academy. I am very focused on the people that is starting. For me, and maybe it's because the first year were very difficult. I started with the sport bet. I was trading on Betfair tennis. I like the tennis, and it was very hard. I was very frustrated with the result the first years. And in my opinion, it's very important to say the truth. Trading is very complicated, and you have to try to say the users. A lot of friends of mine, I want to be like you because you can win money in fast way. Yes, but I can lose too in the same time. So it's very important to say trading is a work. It's a work. You need tools, you need time, you need to organize, you need cash flow, you need to learn a lot of things. And only if you have in mind that it's a work and the capital is your main tools to win money, only if you think in that way, you can be in the future, you can win money. On Bitget, the big difference are we try to see the user like real person, not numbers. I know it's difficult. We know
Yeah, it's difficult.
the exchange are
and it seems like we are getting like I don't know, marketing or branding thing, but no, that's for sure. I can tell.
I was working in another exchange. OKX is the second in the volume after Binance is the first one. Everyone here, I think, knows Binance, o Binance, o Binance, como dicen en Latin. It's strange. But Edgar and me knows in Andorra, and he talked with me, and he present to me Bitget and say, I want you in my team because you feel the trading, you feel the things in another way. You think first in the customer, in the client, you want to do the things right. And I think it's because in my first year, it was very complicated. And I tried to say the user, be calm. You have a lot of options. You can start in future with only $10. Start with $10 or demo trading with not money real. So this is my way. Try to say the user, be calm, learn, read a lot article, start trading on demo, and after, prove your strategy. And after, trade with capital in more or less money. But this is my...
Thank you very much for your opinion, Jacob. And okay, we are speaking about exchanges, right? So let's throw some questions out there. Do you think, guys, it is safe to have your assets in a centralized or decentralized exchange? This question goes for whichever wants to answer. Do you really think we have like the right processes to secure the tokens? And do you know something about maybe proof of reserve and this kind of things that all people is talking about? Because in these kind of times, you know, when Celsius, Terra, you know, all these kind of things happen, do you think it's really secure to have your tokens in exchange?
Okay, I'll take this.
Okay.
I think, well, we are in a really early stage for SEX and then for DEX. But, well, these months ago, we have lived very difficult moments in DeFi. So I think 100% nowadays in this sector, we don't have nothing. But we need to look and educate ourselves to select the best options. Exactly. And we need to know what exchanges have the best security, the best liquidity, and the best protocols to protect our money in case that someone can steal it. Because hackers can steal our money, but if the exchange can respond and defend the users, I will select that exchange because we have to trust in exchanges like big companies that are behind us. In DeFi, we know that it's our own business, so we have to understand it.
That's something that we were talking about between advantages and disadvantages of centralized and decentralized exchanges. That yes. If you go to DeFi, of course, that's the word says, decentralized finance, right? But we don't have like we have our own control of the thing. So if that platform or system gets hacked, so maybe we have a problem, right?
Yes, of course. If some DeFi protocol get hacked, we will have a big problem. Nobody will tell us nothing. It's our responsibility. But also in THEX, we know that what Carlos told before, not your keys, not your coins. So there is a big gap between them, and each user has to decide what he prefers.
I think sorry, Edgar. You need to diversify in different exchange, different centralized wallets, different crypto actives, inclusive some different stable coins, as we have seen with UST. And one important thing that I think it's a good advantage for some exchange that they have a good coverage. I mean, if they got hacked, like Crypto.com, I think a few months ago, they have some coverage that covers all the losses from the users. And this, in some decks, you don't have it. You can buy some coverage for decentralized protocols, but it's not so common. And I think it's an advantage for exchanges. And one thing that you said, Edgar, that it's really interesting, it's well, I don't know the word in English, but some exchange don't keep all the funds in the exchange.
Say it in Spanish and I will say it in English.
Reserve risk.
No.
Fractional reserve.
Reserve?
Eso.
Yeah.
Thank you. And that's the problem with Celsius, that they use money from users to speculate and have a huge leverage in Aave, MakerDAO, and that stuff. And that's what happened. And they have bad consequences in a bear market. In a bull run, it's everything very happy and all flowers and that stuff. And then when all go down, you see the shady stuff. And I think that you need to know what changes have all the reserve, or maybe most of them there, well saved.
That's for sure. Actually, here, what the main message I think is do your own research actually in the exchanges, so you can see the exchanges work in different ways, and all the exchanges has like a different approach with the people. For example, you use KuCoin for the little gyms, you use Binance for the payments, and you use Bitget for trading. There's a lot of things you need to make some research first before you get into the exchange. So let's move to Carlos, for example. Do you think it's safe to have your assets, or, for example, tell us in your experience, what's your strategy? Do you invest in crypto, and what's your strategy? What do you do with exchange? Speaking about exchanges, do you have your assets right there? You have like cold wallet. What do you do?
Okay, first of all, we need to think how smart are smart contracts. Smart contracts are like, you remember the mobile phone in the early 20s? Sure. It's like that. That is a smart contract. It's going to evolutionate, of course, like dynamic NFTs and things like that. But we are in the first part of the movie. The other thing about secure things, we have a lot of risk involved. We have a systematic risk. The blockchain can fail. Every transaction, doesn't matter the exchange. Also, the coin we are going to transact, maybe the team go away with the money. And then we have the risk of smart contracts. Smart contracts can be manipulated inside an internal way. As a developer, I can leave a gap there, a hole. But then also can be manipulated in an oracle. We can manipulate oracles, and the information that is going to be in that smart contract is not going to be correct. So maybe they can liquidate your position if you are in a lending or borrowing. So okay, if we need to talk about secure manner, imagine we are an institution. What is going to do an institution? Need to do a really good due diligence, a really good process of study things. Normally, a lot of institutions are going to start working with regulated products, finance instruments, because are the way they can create transactions, because they cannot explain to a regulatory organism that they have been wrecked. That's why. Personally, I use exchange, centralized, decentralized. I prefer it, but depending on the volume and the coin and the chain. I don't like breaches, are really dangerous, I think so. That's why I think layer zeros are important, because L1s are going to connect to L0 to have all the interoperability, and that is going to make them scale. And of course, we need to use cold wallets. Of course, we need to use it, because your private key you're going to store it. And that is the main conclusion.
Remember, guys, these are our personal opinions, and of course, you have always have to make your own research. So, just finally, to finalize this panel, Jacob, please tell us a little bit. What do you think about also having your assets? Because actually, for example, me, I have my assets 60% of my assets in exchanges. What do you think about that? Is it really secure? What do you do?
I think a logical way. You have to think in logical way. In the life, you cannot put all your things in one place. Because if this place disappear, doesn't matter the auction disappear, maybe a fire or maybe a stole, you lost everything. In crypto market or maybe in investment, I don't like to differentiate between my asset crypto market or traditional market. I have my portfolio, a quantity in percentage in traditional assets, immobiliary and everything, and crypto market. So, in my opinion, you have to think always the bad situation. People on trading too only see the best way, the green line, the sky, the star. No? Yeah. only see the money that is going to win. But in the life, you have to think opposite of that. You have to think, okay, if I open a position, for example, I can win $10, okay? I can win $10 if everything is okay. But in the way, you can lose maybe $10, $5. You have to know how much you can lose. And you have to know how long the position could be open in a normal way. Yeah. Because if not, you will suffer a lot when the position is open. Maybe you win the money, but in the process, maybe you suffer a heart accident. Yes, because the life is that you have to take the control. In the access, in the security, I can tell you a lot of situations. I lost a lot of money with different situations. The last one, it was 3 years ago. I take 1,000 USDT from Binance to Kraken, and I choose the wrong protocol, the wrong
network.
Yes, the wrong network.
What not to do?
Binance Smart Chain, and Kraken say me, it's the competence. We are not, never use Binance Smart Chain. But 2 weeks, each 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I go to the wallet and I can see my 1,000 USDT. This money is in a wallet, but it's not operative in Kraken, so I think it's sleeping money. Sometimes, maybe, I recover, I don't know. This is a good experience that resume what happened in crypto world if you are not, if you don't know something that could be. So the conclusion is you don't have to put all the thing. 1,000 for me, thanks to God, is money that I don't need to live.
Yeah, don't put all the eggs in the same bucket, right?
But other person put no 1,000 in the place, maybe 1,000, 100,000, and this would be a big problem.
Just to conclude with this panel, we would like to say that exchanges, decentralized or centralized exchanges, are an essential part of this ecosystem, of this industry, because without them, we cannot enter to crypto, actually. So this is like the main message we would like to give to you. And well, let's start with some questions, if you have some questions. Of course, I've seen people already leaving, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Do you have any questions, guys?
Sí, Cristian. ¿Cuál es tu pregunta? What is your question, Cristian? You don't?
Do you understand anything that we said? No.
Yeah, okay.
Right there.
You, right? Go.
Victoria?
Sí.
Hi. Ali Kassab.
I'll speak later.
Yeah. Thank you for the nice presentation, everybody. So I agree with on the left who
Jack.
The trading is not just like a dream, you know. You don't just put money and then you start thinking that you will make money immediately, etc. And we have to be we have to stop being FOMO. So just to the story behind is the only one who is making money is the market maker. So whatever you are doing, you are a centralized exchange or decentralized exchange, the only one who is doing money is the market maker, because at the same time, he is the one who is honoring all the orders to match either buy or sell, especially in future, if you are doing leverage trading, and who's the one who is lending the money to users to do the trades. Just to get back to the question that was, what's your strategy to protect your asset? And the whole answer was a little bit floating. I mean, we didn't get a real answer how you protect your assets. I think there is no way. I think it's scaring today to see that we are in a decentralized world and no one is able to assure a clear protection for transactions who are completely supposed to be cryptographic encryption. We saw Polygon, we saw Solana, we saw Ape. Many hacks happened. This is not exchanges. I mean, those are either protocols or networks. How this can still happen today in a decentralized world where we are supposed not having any human interference or intervention on those type of transactions. And I know a lot of people who left those transactions and they are like collapsing because they lost a lot of money, either in Ape protocol or so. What is the key? You don't have your key, you don't have your coins, but how come that still people or exchanges are still owning keys of users or even in centralized exchange? What do you think there will be the best solution for this in a decentralized world?
Yeah, I think first of all, we all have the willing or the decision where our assets are stored. That's the first thing. And the second thing is decentralized. We have all heard the advantages and disadvantages, but centralized exchanges at the end have to respond for that assets. That's why we are trying to make it as transparent as possible, and we are trying to make this proof of reserves and all your assets are backed up. It's not different from other industries. It's not different from blockchain. It's not different from other industries. It's the same. You can always get hacked. Right now, we are really focused on exchanges and blockchain, but at the end, all the companies can get hacked. All companies. And you have lost a lot of information, a lot of really compromised information. We have several examples of that. So right now, it's your own decision. We are living in a world, in this blockchain world, that you always have the last decision. Where do you put your assets? Centralized or decentralized? You know the advantages and disadvantages. Is there a way to avoid this kind of hacks? No. There's no way, because there's a lot of hackers around the world, and it can happen in any kind of field, any kind of industry. So that's my answer.
I don't think that we will get at the point that no one could hack, but one thing that we can do and will happen is that regulation will come and security will come, and they will freeze those wallets that they will know that they hack the people. I think that is the evolution. Hacking will not disappear because people are very smart in the world for good things and for bad things. But what regulation can do can freeze those wallets.
Well, it's already happening. They can track the wallets that are from hackers and freeze some of the funds. Then you have protocols that can cover your funds if you have any loss for hacking or whatever. Centralized and decentralized protocols, and then for cover your losses, you can have stop loss always. It's a fact that market makers are the only ones that at the end make profit. So you can cover your positions with stop loss, futures, and also spot buys So
Hello. It seems clear that trading and education are the main services on exchange. But thinking on the following 2 years, what kind of services must provide an exchange to be competitive and to be the chosen one?
Well, first of all, the exchanges need to show that academy, that the education part, because it's like the entrance for the new consumers. Also, the exchange need to show some type of guarantees, some type of higher, the fractional reserve of the exchanges normally are under collateralized. We need to like level an equilibrium there. Also, we need some analytics because blockchains need data science because we can trust, but we need to control and we need to find the answers. When someone hacks a wallet, we need to find the answer. When a chain is being really stressed, we need to find why. And that is, for example, what different type of analytics we can give. Also, the user experience. I think that we need to focus on the user experience. I cannot be making a swap in Uniswap. Then if I want to go to Polygon, I can use QuickSwap. I need to do a bridge. It's like, what's happening here?
100%, yeah, I agree with you.
And new products, maybe the tokenized products of other companies or in other sectors, oil and commodities. I think that there is a long way. We are at the beginning, and the same that we have the banks and they offer other financing products, exchange will do the same, but in tokenized versions.
Yeah, I think we are out of time, but thank you very much, everybody, and thank you for your attention.